In 1 month's time, it'll be 3 years since the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer was first revealed back in 2022, and it's crazy to think that even after 1,000+ days, this is still the only footage of the game we've seen so far. That means that over the past 3 years, a lot of progress has been quietly progressing behind the scenes. I am so eager, and I'm sure you guys are too, to see what Kingdom Hearts 4 is looking like in its current state. Even this first reveal trailer looks absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of stuff going on here. The sun rays, the reflections, though I don't think this is RTX and more so screen space, it's still pretty impressive. Pretty accurate looking shadow casting. The much higher and more realistic looking fidelity. It's weird to see Kingdom Hearts presented in this way. Kingdom Hearts has never had the reputation of being the best looking game ever. It goes for a very stylized approach when it comes to its visuals, and looking at the older Kingdom Hearts games, they've aged incredibly well because of the art direction that Square chose for this series. But I don't actually see enough people talking about how good of a looking game Kingdom Hearts 3 is. I genuinely think this is one of the best looking Square Enix games that Square have pumped out if we're looking at stylized visuals. But Kingdom Hearts 3 was the modernization of those older visuals, whereas Kingdom Hearts 4 is a complete detour into a totally different style of visual design, much closer to that of a Final Fantasy entry. And just considering that this right here is early in development footage, this is running in engine, it is not pre-rendered, it's running on UE4 here. That's a pretty good looking start. Now, we know that for the next look at Kingdom Hearts 4, which will hopefully be this year, the game will be running on Unreal Engine 5. UE5 is quite the step up from UE4, especially with the new features that it introduces beyond its previous counterpart, looking at something like Lumen, which is the next-gen lighting system, Nanite, which can provide higher environmental polygon counts, or its world partition system, which helps developers create much larger and definitely more complex, more detailed open world spaces. Now, those are just some of the bigger, new, flashier key features of UE5. There's also a lot of other smaller things that come along with it too, but it's up to the developers as to whether or not they want to actually take advantage of those features. Looking at something like Nanite or Lumen, who knows if that will be used for something like Kingdom Hearts 4 to further leverage its visuals. Now, I do have to imagine that Kingdom Hearts 4's development would likely be faster, and we'd probably be approaching a possible release maybe sometime this year had Square Enix just remained on UE4. It's important to keep in mind that this isn't an entire engine switch. Kingdom Hearts 3 faced this issue, and it was the sole cause of why it took so long for the game to come out. Square Enix spent about a year developing the game on their own in-house Luminos engine before deciding to completely start from scratch again on Unreal Engine 4. A lot of the UE4 systems, assets, and frameworks can be migrated into UE5, but there is a new set of learning to be done for the Kingdom Hearts team in order to develop on this new version of the engine. Not to also mention the complete tonal shift of Kingdom Hearts' visual style being more realistic. It means assets being created from the ground up. Well, no doubt there will be some reuse of assets here in Kingdom Hearts 4, just considering what this game is looking like it's going to entail. It's a lot of new. Now, the good thing about Square Enix shifting over to UE5 now is that it future-proofs the Kingdom Hearts games going forward. You see, Kingdom Hearts 3 basically released right on the cusp of UE5 coming out. UE5 came out in 2022. So in a way, there's no real reason for Square Enix to continue to develop on UE4, considering that UE5 will be supported for much longer. And although this was the initial hope after Kingdom Hearts 3 had released, once Square Enix had gained the expertise of developing on an entirely new game engine to them, with assets and systems already developed, it would then streamline Kingdom Hearts games that would come after it. Hopefully this is what what's going to happen once Kingdom Hearts 4's come out. Much shorter gaps between reveal to release. I keep thinking about that supposed Kingdom Hearts 4 leak that came from Midori last year, mentioning that the title looks different now than it did back when it was revealed, but it's not a bad thing. Now, of course, this is coming from Midori, a leaker who currently no longer exists. They basically dried up their source of leaks that they had on hand, revealed themselves to actually be a male cosplaying as a female, and just completely dipped the scene. One thing we do know about Midori, though, is a lot of the information they were sharing turned out to be true. It's just they only had so much information from a specific source that once they ran out, they had nothing left to share. But as far as leaks are concerned, this is a pretty basic one that really anyone could make up. Kingdom Hearts 4 in 2026. I know a lot of people have eyed up 2026 as the prime year for KH4, though I believe it more so now than I did 2 years ago. More information at a later date. Okay, yeah, anyone can guess that, and the game looks a lot different. I mean, of course it does. It's been almost 3 years now. But how different does it actually look? Very different, like a complete rework? This is something that I know a lot of people are possibly thinking of, considering it's been such a long time since we saw the game. Well, I did actually hear something from a reputable source about a month ago that directly connects onto that comment about how the game looks different. Now, I'm not going to mention it in this video because personally, I want to wait and see what Kingdom Hearts 4 is looking like in its next trailer to confirm the information that I was given. It's also incredibly sensitive information in the way that it could actually get me in a lot of shit. I'm not wanting to create some kind of Kingdom Hearts community war and create any kind of stress for Square Enix, so I'm just going to leave it at that for the time being. This is possibly something we'll come back to. Remembering back to the Kingdom Hearts 3 E3 2015 trailer. Fun fact, that turns 10 years old this year. Do you feel old yet? This was the very first time we saw Kingdom Hearts 3 running on UE4 with proper gameplay. Previous to this insane Kingdom Hearts 4 drought with no new content on the game at all since its reveal, the gap between 2013 to 2015 with nothing new for KH3 was the longest we had previously waited, which I think was about a year and a half. So we've managed to double that this time around with Kingdom Hearts 4. But comparing the footage in that trailer of Olympus, Twilight Town, Tangled, as well as Sora's actual character model to the finalized version that released in 2019, wow. What a day and night upgrade. There are actually, though, some cases of the trailer looking a little bit better with perhaps a little bit more detail. Like, for instance, the vines on the wall here in Twilight Town, which aren't there in the final version, or the extra foliage on the cliffside. Sometimes developers actually do need to remove things that were once presented in a trailer. Sometimes things are only there for the purpose of the trailer, which I don't really like. Sometimes that can be a little bit misleading, but this is usually a sacrifice to increase performance on the console. I hope none of those sacrifices happen with Kingdom Hearts 4's visuals, because looking at like this situation here, where Sora is sliding through a piece of building that has been chucked up into the air and all of the surrounding glass is like smashing. I mean, no doubt this is going to be a really heavy load on a system because there's a lot of physics and particle effects happening all at once. But just like Kingdom Hearts 3, the same thing is going to happen with Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm hoping that they show some very similar shots of the game in the next trailer that we see so that we can directly compare the progress that's been made over the past 3 years. And that's not just the only thing, but of course we have all of the different gameplay systems. The scrap and build system, which is going to be a brand new core combat mechanic for the game. Further involvement of the return of the reaction command system, which we saw a little preview of in the trailer, a better look at the Keyblade grapple system, and further improved character models. We know that the outfit that Sora is wearing in the trailer isn't actually the finalized version. And I don't see a lot of people talking about this, but the character models, at least looking at Donald and Goofy, have been further improved beyond how they appear in Kingdom Hearts 3, especially Donald here. Doing a side-by-side, there's a lot of new additional details that's been added to Donald's character model between the release of Kingdom Hearts 3 to the reveal of KH4. It's a really exciting premise to get an update on Kingdom Hearts 4, to see what it's looking like, to see what improvements have been made, and to get a better understanding of what this game is going to entail. Just like all of you, I am at a point where I'm sick of waiting. Yes, there is a ton of games to play. We are drowning in video game content throughout this year, but Kingdom Hearts is my favorite shit of all time. I just need more of it. But I remind myself that the more time that goes by, the better the feeling will be once we finally get that new slice. The thing is, though, I don't want to be 30 years old and still on one trailer. That's 3 years away though, so that's a lot of time for Square Enix to pump something out. However guys, that's just a small Kingdom Hearts 4 topic that's been swirling around in my brain recently. We're currently in March, which means we're in the anniversary month of Kingdom Hearts. While I'm definitely not expecting Kingdom Hearts 4 until probably about June, let's hope Prophet Jeff has a crispy roasted chicken for us at Summer Games Fest. We are in desperate need of a missing link update, so I do hope that Square Enix uses the chance of the Kingdom Hearts birthday to reveal something new there. However guys, you are doing so well remaining patient. Hopefully we are not too far away from getting all of these questions finally answered. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Slap that like button, it helps me out a ton, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A big thank you to my wonderful patrons. I appreciate you guys continuing to support the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. We'll talk again real soon.